nothing.
Just wanted to mention, I think Mr. Kelly said this morning that on a CBC interview, Mayor Brown said that there were technical difficulties. That stemmed from a meeting we had yesterday morning here in the Parkdale room, and Mark was referring to the monitor in the Parkdale room. They were having technical difficulties. I thought the presentation was going to come here. So today, Mr. Mark Lanigan's here to give the numbers on the big screen so we can all follow along. So that's where the technicality came from in the press release or the comments made yesterday. Any declarations of conflict of interest?
See none.
Okay. Approval of agenda. Yes, go ahead.
I'm just wondering why the capital budget updates in a closed session should be in an open session.
Well, I suggested to Mr. Kelly that, you know what, just finish there, Councillor Twill, that we try to iron out all the issues, but you know what, if you want to go open, fine.
Well, the question was asked in an open session, so the answer should be given in an open session.
Okay. Did you want to say
I'd
something?
like to reiterate the same thing.
Okay, so he's moving, you're seconded?
Yeah.
To add to
Well, I
the...
would be assuming that it would be in the open session anyway. That's
So-
what it came in, right?
The agenda right here says move into a closed session.
So what we'll do is take the 2021, 2022 capital budget and put it under, well, there it is right there. It's under the open agenda, is it not?
Yeah, but
That's just the resolution.
Okay, let's put the budget there too, so it's all open, transparent, and accountable. Good? All in favor? Yep. Bob, Councillor Drawn, you're okay?
Open session, you can stay, Peter.
Yes.
Okay.
Councillor Durrani, you're okay with that?
Could you repeat that?
Are you okay that we go into the open session for the budget?
Yes, sure.
Okay, 10-0.
I'm okay to move back that way.
So, 4A is 2021-2022 capital budget, and hopefully that will be followed by a resolution.
No, I'll just shut the screen.
Okay? Who starts?
You're paranoid, right?
Mark, do you want to start it?
I wouldn't, Richard.
Yep, just 1 second. Mark, did you just want to go to, do we have the document in front of us? Or are you just going to present it there? Mr. Kelly, do we have the document?
Is this the one from Monday night, the same
No, don't use
document?
it.
Everybody has that document.
Is that from Monday night?
Yes,
And do you have the other, do you have the tear-off sheet that we went over yesterday?
It's
I
the
think we
same,
can probably clear it up.
it's the same sheet.
Correct, Your Worship.
Okay. Councilor Bernard, did you want to say something?
Yeah, I-
Before he presents?
We could probably clear it up pretty quickly.
Good.
And by the way, thank you for I understand finance staff and a number of people worked on it yesterday morning, and the information's come back to us. And I think it just goes to show the importance of having the resolution and the information in front of you before we pass resolutions. And I know, Your Worship, for me, a lot of the money there was 22 million for partner funding, ended up being 22,866,000. Carryover from projects that were approved last year that were 12 million was 12,500,000. That's 1.3 million. The Honeywell is 7.5 million, but it's cost us 6.8 because we're getting the taxes back, so it's another 700,000. So you're over $2 million there. So going through the budget, after having this stuff clarified, the budget numbers are back to what it should be for what we were working on when we were talking about the budget deliberations. So for me, going through the numbers, I'm okay with that.
But just 1 second, we want to make sure all of council
I know.
is clear on
Yeah, I know.
it. So, Mark, did you want to cover some important points, or what do you want to tell the council?
If it's the wish of council, I can brief them again on the summary that was prepared.
And can you also make sure that the required long-term debt financing will be 20, is that on your sheet there, your
It is.
spreadsheet? 29,861,000?
That is the estimate.
That's what we have to borrow. That's what will be accounted for, right?
Correct.
And debt service over what, next 10 to 20 years?
That would be a 20-year possibly, depending on what you get back from the bank when you go to.
Councillor Tweedy, you have a question?
Yeah, I have a question for the manager. I don't know if I got to go through the chair.
You can. Yeah.
Maybe you can help me, Councillor Cody. I'm sorry, Deputy Mayor.
Yeah.
Okay, so what was originally presented by the Finance Committee to council to render a decision regarding what you were recommending to council, I think 49 million is the total cost of the budget?
That was the net.
Pardon?
That was the net.
That was the net. So from the questioning that Councillor Bernard had raised about 2.5? Okay, 2.5. Was there any discrepancies, any disparities, any variances, or was it the same budget that the Finance Committee had recommended to council in the past week, and the deliberations that we had, 2 subsequent meetings, total of 4 hours. Has anything changed, Mr. Lanigan?
Shouldn't have, no.
Mr. Lanigan, anything changed?
Anything changed?
No.
There's been no change.
No changes.
Status quo. Status quo.
So there's no discrepancies.
Anyways, you know
And I
what?
think that's what we wanted to find out. We didn't have all the final documents in front of us. So,
So the pause button was pressed, we paused, we took a second sober look at it, we're back here, and it's to
Okay.
approve the budget. Capital budget, which I think is gonna be great for the city of Charlottetown for 2021, 2022. Some great projects.
and if I may, Your Worship, I mean,
Yes.
it makes sense to make sure we get all the i's dotted
Yes.
before you pass a
Yeah.
$68 million budget.
I understand that, Councilor Bernard. I guess what I was looking for
Yeah.
was, as a result of the questioning,
Yes.
was there any changes to the final summation of the budget?
No, and he said no. They went back and went over it
Okay,
and
no,
checked it.
that's all I'm looking for.
Yeah.
If there was a change, I
That's what I
just
was
wanted
looking
to
for.
know
That's what I
that.
was looking for the other night.
Okay, so there's no change.
And Councillor Twill, thank you for the clarification.
Yeah, well, I
Councillor
think it's
Bernard, thank you for the
important
clarification.
I think it's important because there was a delay.
Yeah.
There was questions raised. Some members of the community are confused. They want to know what's taking place with the budget. If there's a disparity or discrepancy, and say 2.5 million,
Yeah.
well, whatever the case may be,
Correct.
I think we have a responsibility and obligation to make sure
Yeah.
that if there wasn't an error, and we're staying with the original budget that was being proposed by the Finance Committee.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. And Mark Lanigan, thank you and the Finance Department for doing a great job. Thank you. So, do we have a resolution to move the budget?
So, I'll restate the Worship.
It's
I do have
there.
one more question.
Go ahead.
And it's more of a concern, Your Worship, than it is anything. I just wanted to put the warning in there. I know there's been talk about this third fire hall, and I think everybody wants to see it built. But sometimes some information changes a little bit, and as you know, there's an arbitration ongoing. We
Not yet.
don't know if we're going to be paying for.
Not yet. There's no arbitration yet. We're going down that road.
Well, the information that we're getting is there's a possibility that we may have to pay all full-time firefighters, which would cost over $6 million to the city for that every year.
Yeah.
Could be 50% of them could be full-time firefighters. So you're up $3 million here, which is money that we don't have in the operational budget.
Yeah.
Could be, 8, double what we have now. And that's approximately a little over $1 million.
Yeah.
So, I think it's great we go to design,
Yeah.
we can get the design done, and before we dig a hole, I think that it comes back to council to review that and see where we are financially, because right now, we're going down the road, that we're not sure
Yeah.
financially how it's gonna impact the city.
But-
So I just have a concern on that.
Yeah, Councilor Bernard, as you know, as former chair, any expenditures that are outlined in the capital budget, anything that is spent thereafter will have to come back to council when we receive tenders. So everything comes back to us to check the boxes off to say it has been tendered out or RFP, and now it's back before council to vote on. That's the process.
Thank you, Worship. And the reason I bring it up is because also when you pass a budget, you pass a resolution, you're directing your staff to move ahead and do that.
We are.
You're directing staff to move ahead and build
We are.
a firehouse. And what I'm saying is, before we take that final step, that it should come back here first for discussion, see where we are financially in this situation, see if there's any more information, if we're any closer to a decision. So we need to know that.
Yeah, well, but again, we had this discussion. Did you want to say something?
Well,
Sorry.
a lot of this, anything to do with the negotiation was all behind closed doors. And
Thank you very much.
We shouldn't be discussing the negotiation.
Thank you.
At all.
I'm not discussing negotiations,
No.
I'm just stating fact.
Yeah, I know,
And it's a fact the city
but we're
needs
bringing
to
up
know.
information that is, I think what you're saying, Councillor Rivera, is closed session. Correct?
The initial conversation
Yeah.
was closed because it had to do with personnel and everything else. And
Yeah.
I think you just gotta be careful, that's all.
Budget, the budget resolution's on the floor. You want to read it, sir?
Just to reiterate, Your Worship, it was moved by Deputy Mayor Cody, second by Councillor Byrd, that council adopt the 2021-2022 city capital budget in the amount of $68,564,137 minus partner funding of $22,865,920. The city's budget allocation before partner funding of $19,273,400 for Parks and Recreation, $33,388,200 for Public Works, $140,500 for Police, $3.4 million for Fire and Emergency Preparedness, $5.510 million for Transit, $2,764,950 for Community Sustainability, $994,000 for Information Technology, $2,212,212 for Kerry, and $892,875 for Eastlink Center. And the council adopt the 2020-2021 capital budget for the Charlottetown Water and Sewer Corporation in the amount of $11,550,000 minus partner funding of $7,353,090. And further, that the staff be authorized to tender projects and return to council for approval of issuance of long-term debt associated with the capital expenditure program at the appropriate time when funds are required, Your Worship.
Okay. Moved.
Yep.
Question called? Question called?
Questions called?
Okay. All those in favor, please raise your hand. Councillor Duran, yea or nay?
No, Your Worship, I have that one outstanding issue.
Okay.
Everything else looks good, but I just have that issue. Thank you.
9-1. No, it's already done there, Councilman. Councillor. Okay. Anything else, sir? Good.
Like Mitchell had a question.
Well, the resolution's passed. Want to ask a question after the resolution, sir? Make a statement?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, 9-1.
9-1. Now, we do have another item, I believe, goes into a closed session. Right. Mr. Bruce, so he's going to closed session.
Are we there now?
We're going to it.
Thanks,
I
man.
know. So we have to, no, do a motion, we have to do a motion first. Motion to move into closed session as per section 119, subsection 1E of the Municipal Government Act of Prince Edward Island.
I'll move it.
Moved, second by Councillor Yankoff. All those in favor?
Sure.
Okay. We're in